This is Lamentations 4 and 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and thou shalt make thyself naked. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to you, Akim, pushing this word with true sincerity, with charity. Presenting your bodies to live in sacrifice. We who are ready to live, salute you. All right. So I just want to go into this lesson. All right. And I'm gonna call it how would you feel? All right. How would you feel? All right. If you were Edomite right now. Okay. And right now is really not a good time to be Edomite. All right. Because this devil is he's seeing his kingdom coming down. All right. Because he had the mindset, matter of fact, let me get it. All right. Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? All right. So that was the mindset, who could bring me down? Because this guy was exalted, man. Tells you in the Romans on the 9th chapter, for this cause have I set thee up, basically. Talking about the ancient Egypt, that I might show my power in thee. So the Lord rose up ancient Egypt and all these other kingdoms pretty much to destroy them, because there's only one kingdom that's promised eternity. And that's New Jerusalem, all right? That's the kingdom of heaven, all right? And there's no other kingdom that was promised eternity. As the scripture says, righteousness is immortal, okay? All right? This is the valley of the shadow of death, the kingdom of death upon the earth, all right? Let me read 3 again. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. So here it is. You were exalted at one time above all the nations, man. What the scripture says about, hold on. First nations. Right. Oh, God. Right. This is Numbers 24 and 20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up this parable and said, Amalek, which, by the way, Amalek is the chief house of Edom. All right. They're the chief house of Edom, and they're the most hated nation of people upon this earth, because they're guilty of pretty much screwing everybody over, even their own people. So even their own people hate them. All right. If you had a bunch of redneck Ku Klux Klan members, all liquored up, getting ready to go kill some damn cans, Africans, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans. All right. Ready to go shoot at some cans. you know, and one of these Amalekites happen to walk past, they be on the menu. All right. Because they fuck their own brothers over. They pretty much hoarded the Esau's blessing to themselves, which was to live by the sword. All right. So they've been exalted above all these other nations, mainly, which I'm talking about Amalek, mainly Amalek. You know, the rest of the Edomites, they pretty much have been getting the crumbs of Amalek, throughout this whole deal. For example, um, you have what is called white studies, which the elder Malcolm in Chicago went into, basically showing you that in 1681 is when these Edomites began to classify themselves as white. And that came with a whole bunch of laws and privileges that they had, and they excluded from everybody else. So that was a little privileges that Amalek gave the low-level Edomites. You can call yourself white, and you can run around lynch niggas, and you can own slaves, and you could do all this and do all that. This is the privilege I'm giving you. But slowly but surely, Amalek was even taking away all that. I mean, look at the Federal Reserve System. Like, I believe it was Nixon that brought that in. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, Basically took America off the American dollar off the gold standard, and turned it into pretty much a debt note. All right, which is basically just the big one. Is the biggest one of the biggest robberies America's ever seen. All right, was that them taking all your gold and your silver and giving you debt notes. That's what they gave these low-level Edomites, and they were fine with it. All right, they were fine with it. As long as they could lynch some niggas, own some land, and pretty much live relatively comfortably, they were fine with it. Now we're in a time when all those privileges are being stripped away, and they are being treated like serfs. I remember there was a video of Edomite getting tackled in a shopping mall. He was basically saying, "You treated me like a nigger." Well, yeah, you're the new nigger, and you always were. And you allowed these Amalekites, your big brothers, which, um, you know, your brothers are Amalek. You know, you allow him to rob you. Pretty much is what I'm saying. You allowed this to happen, okay? Which really was up to the Lord, because Yahweh Shem Shai put Amalek at the top. All right. So yeah, because you're coming down head first, man. Amalek is the head of the snake. All right. As the scripture says, the Lord is going to wound the head of Leviathan. Okay. And that being the international bankers, these Amalekites. But let me go into the scripture. Um, Numbers 24 and 20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, right? Amalek was the first nation to attack us coming out of Egypt, and Amalek is the head of the nation. He's the first of the nations in more ways than one. Excuse me. Yeah, he's the first of the nations in more ways than one. All right. But his latter end shall be that he perish forever. See, this is what Yahweh Shem Shai has proposed on the entire nation of Edom. All right. You know. And we're at a time where he's seeing his end, man. He's seeing his demise, man. You know. Matter of fact, let me get another scripture. So yeah, we rejoice and be glad because this is as good as it gets for you, man. I remember back in the day, I haven't heard it said too much as of late, but we used to say all the time, the apostles and the elders on down, for you Edomites to enjoy your kingdom, man. Enjoy it now. Enjoy it now while you can. You know, you know. We used to say, the apostles and the elders and the men of the Lord on down. So I always say, man, run up your bank account, have as much fun, fulfill your entire bucket list. All right, because your time is pretty much up. You know, in Wisdom of Solomon, it talks about how they have the mindset that they should enjoy the good things of this world. You know, because no man has been known to return to this world. But we know that's not true. But uh, that is their portion. Their portion is this, man. You know, this is their portion. This is as good as it gets for them, man. It's all downhill from here, man. So they very well should have that mindset to enjoy as much as you can and do as much as debaucherous shit as you can. Have as much Edomite fun as you can right now because it's pretty much over, right? This is Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders shall cease because there are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. All right. Those that look out the windows be darkened. All right. Meaning they can't see any future, man. And everybody knows that whoever wins this election is going to be a civil war, man. All right. This place is finna, the deck's finna go up in this motherfucker, man. You know. All right. But, and we can see Esau's finna go crazy. Scripture says he shall be as madman, sparing none, still spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Roughly paraphrasing, man. All right. Because how would you feel if you were exalted, you know, your whole life in the media? You were told you were this great God. All right. Now you got the whole world telling you that you're a fraud. Okay. That your history is a lie. All right. You seeing Jake walk up and down the street with your woman. All right. You see that nobody's coming to save you. Nobody coming to help you, man. All right. The walls are closing in on you. Okay. And the last hope these motherfuckers think they got is Donald Trump. All right. Which he's a damn puppet. You know. The so-called white man's finished. He's through. So we're at the point. That so that he was cast down. Spam that shit. Is that it? No, that's not it. All right. Oh, shit. Bear with me. All right, this is Revelations 12 and 13. And when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man child. All right, he did that in the past. All right, you know, every turn, man. Every time he had a chance, he did that. All right. Well, you have Herod, basically putting our children to death. because he was searching, trying to kill the Messiah. You know, you had them burn our temple in the time of the Babylonians. Okay, anytime he's got a chance, and the Lord is preparing him to do that yet again. All right, so he's gonna see once again. You know, he's gonna see once again that he's pretty much at an end, and he's gonna wild out, man. He's gonna use his blessing, which is the sword. All right, with like he's always done. He's done it in the past, and he's gonna do it again. Well, as Scripture says, I will send him against a hypocritical nation to take the spoil. So this is going to be the last hoorah. All right. No, hence the title of this lesson. What would you do? Right? What would you do? How would you feel? Right? You were exalted. You were this, like Scripture says, the anointed cherub that covereth. Okay. You was exalted, man. Above all nations. Matter of fact, let me get another scripture. Right. This is Isaiah 10 and 13. For he saith, by the strength of my hand have I done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent. And I have removed the bounds of the people, and have robbed their treasures, and I have put down the inhabitants like a valiant man. All right. All right. And when you read about Alexander the Great, and we call it Alexander the Creep, okay, which was Esau coming into power. All right. Okay. Through what was called the Greeks. All right, which Alexander was actually a Macedonian, but they took over Greece. That history is in the Apocrypha, right? Okay, and like the apostles say, you got to understand the history if you want to understand the mystery. If you don't know the history, you're not going to get what's going on. All right. Okay. But yeah. So yeah, when Alexander the Crete was took over, Scripture says he slaughtered so much people, he made war and destroyed so many people that the earth was quiet before him. Okay, so that had him exalted in his mind and his spirit. Even Alexander's four generals after Alexander passed away, they, as the Scripture says, they all put crowns on their heads and they exalted themselves. And it was a bunch of reservoir dog shit after that. Esau's always been divided since that point, you know. For he saith, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent, and I have removed the bounds of the people, and have robbed their treasures, and I have put down the inhabitants like a valiant man, right? That's why you had was someone that was called the Alexandrian Library, if I'm saying that correctly. All right, correct me if I'm wrong. The Alexandria Library. Okay, believe it was in Egypt. Okay, but it was pretty much where these Greeks, these Edomites, kept the records of all these nations that they conquered, all the history and any information that they could store. They kept it in that library. All right, and also it was a token of their victory. You know, but that's the mindset that this devil had. I took all these nations down. He still has that mindset, man. Because Esau, he did a lot of damage, man. You know, he did a lot of damage, man. Hey, the Lord likens. Hold on. Right, this is Ezekiel 32:2. Son of man, take up a lamentation for Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Right, and the Neo Egypt, the new Egypt is right here, Babylon the Great, man. All right, spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, man. And say unto him, And the new Pharaoh would be these elites. Okay. Thou art like a young lion. Let me start again. Son of man, take up a lamentation for Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and say unto him, thou art like a lion of the nations, right? It's what the scripture says that thy enemy goeth about like a lion seeking whom he may devour, right? And thou art as a whale in the seas. So the Lord is liking them unto a sea creature or a lion. All right. When I read this scripture, I think about what they would call a killer whale or orca. It's just what comes to my mind. But you can liken this to any sea creature really that's devastating. And speaking of sea creatures, the main sea creature Yahweh Shem Shah likens Esau unto is Leviathan. All right. And Leviathan is the most powerful sea creature in existence. Actually, the most powerful creature that the Lord created that we know of. All right. That we know of, that he speaks of, right? And thou art as a whale in the seas. So this is how he was destroying, man. He was conquering, taking motherfuckers down, man. Mainly taking us down, beating the hell out of our ass, man. And thou camest forth with thy rivers and troublest the waters with thy feet, and foulest their rivers. He does that. He fouls the rivers, man. He muddies up the waters, so to speak. Spreading his wicked democracy and alphabet and all type of madness. You know. Thus saith Yahweh, I will therefore spread my net over thee with a company of many people, and they shall bring thee up in my net. We see that happening right now. It says in the book of Obadiah, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. All right. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. Basically, they set a trap for you. People that you thought were allies and all that. Because the scripture says, upon whom has thy wickedness not passed continually? You pretty much fucked everybody over, man. Okay? So now the Lord's putting the spirit on the kings of these nations to, return the favor, right? Then will I leave thee upon the land. All right, you see that beached whale. It's still alive, it's still breathing, but it's you can tell it's about to die. It's drying out and shit. It don't got the strength to flop back into the ocean. I will cast thee forth upon the open field, and will cause all the fowls of the heaven to remain upon thee, and will fill the beasts of the whole earth with thee. So everybody's going to get a piece of your ass, man. And I will lay thy flesh upon the mountains, and will fill thy valleys with thy height. Right? Because in this World War III, your bodies is going to be from one end of the earth to the other, mainly in that valley of Jehoshaphat. All right. As far as America Babylon the Great is concerned, there's not going to be nothing to bury here, because there's not going to be nothing here. Everything's going to be turned back into the elements. All right. I will also water with thy blood the land wherein thou swimmest. And it's funny. When I remember watching the movie The World War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise, and I never really. It was a particular scene where the aliens were basically watering this. It was like this alien weed that they had growing on Earth, and they were using human blood to water it. They were those tripods. They were like chariots with legs, and they were basically taking the humans and spraying the whole Earth with their blood. And when I watched that movie, something in me told me that there was something spiritual about that. I didn't know what it was until now, until reading this scripture. And I personally believe that this very scripture that I'm reading is why they put that scene in that movie. Because they understand that the Lord is going to sprinkle the earth with their blood, Numbers 35 and 33. So you should not pollute the land wherein ye are. For blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. All right, so it only makes sense that, and we understand that these directors, a lot of these movie directors, they're into the Bible. You have to have a knowledge of the Bible in order to be a director, a prominent one at least, right? So I believe that's where they got this scripture from. I mean, that scene from, right? I will also water with thy blood the land wherein thou swimmest, even to the mountains, and the rivers shall be full of thee. And when I shall put thee out, I will cover the heaven and make the stars thereof dark. I will cover the sun with a cloud, and the moon shall not give her light. Right? Because you're gonna have the earth covered with chariots, man. Right? Chariots. You know, all the bright lights of heaven will I make dark over thee, and set darkness upon thy land, saith Yahweh. So he's gonna cut the lights off in this place, pretty much. He's going to turn your lights out. The scripture says the light of the wicked shall be put out and the spark of his fire shall not shine. So we're in a time where Esau, he sees all these things happening. And on top of all that, the prophets are being risen up. All this information about the Jakes ruling in the dark ages, the kings of the dark ages, the Jakes that ruled ancient Rome. All right, how the Egyptians were dark, how the Israelites were dark. All this information is flooding the internet right now, whether it be on any social media platform you're talking about. You know, the truth that has been so long without fruit is being declared. So on top of him seeing his kingdom is at an end, him being made insignificant, all right, him losing his woman, his government turning on him, pretty much sold him out. All right. Everybody, even his own, is saying fuck you to him. How would you feel? How would you feel? How do you think that this whole thing is about to look? See, this guy got to be the white man, all right? He got to be Superman, all right? He got to be who your own woman dissed you for, all right? He was that guy, all right? He was a terrible, as scripture says, our terribleness have deceived thee, man. You know, he was the terrible one. Now he's being cast down, and on top of that, he's being told that he's about to get paid back for what he's done. How would you feel? You know, how would you feel? You know, this devil's about to lose his goddamn mind, man. You know, this devil's about to lose his damn mind, man. It's gonna be, it's getting wild out here. It's already wild as fuck out here, man. It's already wild as fuck out here, man. You know, it's already wild as fuck out here, man. You know, all type of crazies and lunatics running around, man. Just madness. So this shit is about to go down, man. As scripture says, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down and found no more at all. This place was built on violence, it's about to go out violent, man. And Esau, Edom, he's that cunning hunter, man. All right. See, Amalek, he deals with finances and fucking over people and delusions and illusions and all that shit. These other Edomites, these lower level redneck Edomites, see, these are the motherfuckers that are running around the woods practicing shooting cans, okay? All right? Getting ready to get it in. All right, with anything darker or as dark as a brown paper bag very soon. Okay? That's a different Edomite. Okay? And that's a different Edomite, man. You know, Amalek's another kind of Edomite. He's more like a rat. He's the run, hide in the sewer type. Hence, what you saw in New York. You know, which you don't really hear much about that no more. You know, you know. But this devil's about to lose his mind because he sees his kingdom is at an end, man. You know. So how would you feel? How do you think this devil's about to react to all this, man? You know, it ain't gonna be cool for very much longer. All right, and really it never was, you know. But the scriptures talk about how it's a happy thing him that liveth to see the fall of his enemies, man. It says, matter of fact, let me just get it. And I'll probably end it on that note. Right. This is Sirach 25:7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. Right. And we're not going to be able to have joy of our children until our enemy falls, you know, and the kingdom is brought in, you know. All right. And the kingdom of heaven is within you. So we're going to be changed. All right. When the scriptures talk about New Jerusalem coming down from heaven, it's talking about the elect. All right. Coming down to establish the order of heaven upon the earth. All right. So yeah, it's a beautiful time we're living in, man. But scripture says better is the end of a thing than the beginning. All right. The Lord is bringing an end to our captivity and bringing an end to his kingdom, man. And you got to think about it, man. For all this time he's been ruling, man, this devil's very proud of his kingdom, man. He's very proud of America, man. This devil really is devils. These low level devils, they really believe in America, man. You know, Amalek is just a fucking rat. All right, he'll crawl under any rock he can hide under. He doesn't give a fuck about America. But this redneck Edomite, he does. He believes in Hollywood, right? He believes in Superman. That's why he get mad. They had a picture of Michael B. Jordan as Superman. This nigga was mad. These animals, as what scripture says, this is a land of graven images, and they are mad upon their idols, man. You know, they are mad upon their idols. You know, and they're seeing their idols fall. And I remember they were going to Berkeley and knocking down these statues and shit like that. These Edomites were getting pissed. This devil's fucking mad, man. His "we was Kangs" joke ain't working no more because he's finding out that we really was Kangs. It's all downhill for this devil, man. You know. So yeah, how would you feel, man? Shit, I'd be if I was an Edomite and I was in this devil's shoes, I'd be wilding out, man. I'd be mad as fuck. You know. Yeah. Hey, but between us and you, there's a great gulf fixed. But yeah, you know, it's a little lesson I wanted to do. Hope there's some edification within it. Shalom and blah, blah, blah.